What does it mean to be just one small glitch in an endless, industrial, highly complex technological machine? What are the potential impacts of a single byte of data that goes awry in the clockwork of an entire digital universe? Okay, let's weave a narrative from this seemingly innocuous occurrence within the web's networking threads, discussions, and resources. We'll use the parable of the lost horseshoe nail as a framework, focusing on a seemingly insignificant detail in the world of open-source networking, and then tracing its potential cascading consequences. The lost packet, a single byte's journey gone astray. Imagine a tiny, seemingly insignificant bug, a single byte corruption within the sprawling, interconnected world of LIP2P, a peer-to-peer networking protocol touted as the backbone for the decentralized web of tomorrow. This byte, let's say, is part of the handshake protocol, a crucial step in establishing secure connections between nodes in the network. It's a single nail in the shoe of a digital horse. The faulty handshake, connection denied. Because of this byte corruption, some connections fail to establish. Nodes that should be seamlessly communicating, sharing data, and verifying transactions are instead locked in an endless loop of failed handshakes. It's like the lost horseshoe. The horse's movement is now impaired. The fragmented web, islands of isolation. As these connection failures accumulate, the LIP2P network starts to fragment. Instead of a cohesive, globally accessible web, it begins to resemble a collection of isolated islands, each unaware of the others. Data that should be propagating rapidly across the network is now trapped within these isolated pockets. The horse can no longer carry its rider because it is lame. The decentralized dream, deferred, censorship and control. Now here's where the consequences truly amplify. The initial promise of a decentralized web was its resilience against censorship and single points of failure. If the content resides across thousands of nodes, shutting it down becomes impossible. But with a fragmented network, this resilience is compromised. Governments or malicious actors can more easily target and isolate specific pockets of the network, effectively censoring content or disrupting critical services. Think about decentralized social media platforms, secure communication channels, or decentralized finance, DeFi applications, all now vulnerable. The rise of the centralized alternative, a return to the old order. Frustrated with the unreliability and fragmentation, users and developers begin to migrate back to centralized platforms. The promise of a user-controlled open web fades as people opt for the convenience and perceived stability of traditional, centrally controlled systems. The rider, no longer able to deliver his message of warning to the king, leaves the city vulnerable to the coming onslaught. The kingdom falls, a new era of digital control. In the end, the single byte corruption, the lost nail in the shoe of LIP2P, contributes to the failure of the decentralized web to achieve its full potential. The centralized powers retain their dominance, perpetuating the existing power structures and vulnerabilities to censorship, surveillance, and manipulation. The entire kingdom finds itself overwhelmed. The counter-argument and the likelihood. Is this a far-fetched scenario? Perhaps. But consider these points. The complexity of software. Large, complex software projects like LIP2P are inherently prone to bugs, especially those that manifest in subtle, intermittent ways. The interconnectedness of systems. The modern web is a tangled web of dependencies. Even a small flaw in a core component can have widespread repercussions. The importance of testing and security. The parable underscores the importance of rigorous testing, thorough security audits, and proactive vulnerability management in open-source projects. The human element. The success of any technology ultimately depends on the humans who develop, maintain, and use it. Burnout, lack of resources, or simple oversight can all contribute to vulnerabilities. The likelihood of this specific scenario playing out as described is low. However, the message is highly relevant. The parable highlights the importance of paying attention to seemingly insignificant details, especially in complex, interconnected systems. The real risk isn't necessarily a single byte corruption causing the collapse of the decentralized web, but rather a combination of seemingly minor issues, each contributing to a gradual erosion of trust, security, and resilience. The lesson? Vigilance, proactive maintenance, and a deep understanding of the potential consequences of even the smallest flaws are each essential for building a truly robust and reliable decentralized future. The missing nail is a reminder that even the most ambitious projects can be undermined by the smallest oversights. The future of the decentralized web, and perhaps the digital world itself, may depend on our ability to pay attention to the details.